This is Module 4 Overview. I will briefly discuss last week's assignments. The reliability and validity of quantitative and qualitative assessment tools are different. Choose them properly. This week's topics: ROI Analysis Plan. Cost variables are items using Phillips's 7 cost categories. Benefit variables. Tangible versus intangible. Methods for isolating the effects of the program or intervention. I would like to clarify a few things about the assessment tools that may still be confusing to you. When collecting quantitative data, you use instruments such as survey questionnaires, performance checklists, or metrics, right? Therefore, you need to establish reliability and validity for your instruments. Why? If you are not using reliable and valid instruments, you cannot demonstrate to your stakeholders whether your data is accurate and consistent or not. Reliability and validity for quantitative assessment tools are different from reliability and validity for qualitative assessment tools. Please ensure that you choose the appropriate reliability and types for quantitative assessment tools from the list of Week 3 lecture videos, not from Dr. Payo's videos. Dr. Payo's videos are for qualitative assessment tools. On the other hand, when collecting qualitative data, you can consider using triangulation to ensure the validity of your data. Triangulation is a cross-checking method that combines different sources, times, and locations to collect qualitative data. It is necessary to use triangulation when collecting qualitative data because the data are usually collected from a small number of participants in a specific situation and environment. Therefore, it can be difficult to establish the validity and reliability of the data with such a limited number of participants and specific circumstances. It is also challenging to replicate the results to other participants and situations. To obtain credible data, it is necessary to use other data sources that can support the qualitative data results. This is why triangulation is used for qualitative assessment. For qualitative reliability and validity, please refer to Dr. Payo's videos on Module 3 announcement. Okay. One of my major concerns regarding your papers is that some of you did not respond to all the questions asked in the assignment. Some of you either provided irrelevant information or left out necessary information. Especially if you have a missing item, I am unable to give you credits because no information there. Therefore, please ensure that you respond to each question asked in the assignment. If you are worried about missing items, you can copy and paste each question to your paper or simply make the question a short title or heading and respond to it. This is much better than having missing information on your assignment. Also, please provide only relevant information related to the assignment prompts. The last issue I would like to discuss is about the page limit of your paper and the quality of your work. Here's a tip. Each paper has a page limit, and therefore your responses should directly focus on the questions asked in the assignment. While it's okay to write a brief conclusion, you should not spend too much time writing these parts of your paper. Additionally, since Case Paper 3 specifically asks about assessment tools, you should not write about the performance analysis or other information already covered in previous weeks. Please avoid repeating information that you have previously written about. Let's take a look at what we have done so far and what we are going to do this week. In Week 1, we talked about how to determine an organization's problems and analyze the problems using performance analysis, and based on the results, we propose possible solutions or interventions to solve the problems. In the case of MEI, the company decided to implement a stress management training program based on the results of the performance analysis. Following the implementation of the training program, the company wanted to evaluate its effectiveness. Therefore, in Module 2, the MEI company identified the evaluation purposes and chose an appropriate assessment model, which was Phillips's ROI. Typically, before choosing an assessment model, evaluation questions are written along with the purposes of the evaluation. The purpose of the MEI company's evaluation was to assess the financial benefits of the training program, and they chose Phillips's ROI model for this purpose. In Module 3, appropriate assessment tools were chosen from levels 1 to 4 evaluations to achieve the main evaluation purpose of the intervention, measuring ROI of the intervention, and the reliability and validity of these tools were established. A data collection method plan was created to collect and analyze accurate and consistent data to achieve the objectives of each level. In this week's module, Module 4, you will identify the training cost and benefit variables to measure the ROI of the intervention, which is Level 5 evaluation. As a reminder, the purpose of the evaluation for the MEI case is to measure the financial benefits of the training program. To calculate ROI, we must first identify the training cost and benefit variables. At this stage, we will also develop an ROI analysis plan to collect and analyze accurate and consistent ROI data. However, we will partially develop this plan in this week. The reason is that we need to understand how to calculate training costs and benefits to measure ROI, but we don't do it this week. Next week, we will learn how to calculate training costs, benefits, and ROI. In Module 6, which is the following week, we will learn about communication plans and strategies. After learning all these topics, you will be able to fully complete the ROI analysis plan. To summarize, this week, you will be completing an ROI analysis plan for the MEI case and your project, excluding the ROI calculation and communication parts. I will be showing you an example of the ROI analysis plan table soon. For your ROI analysis plan, you will need to identify the training cost variables or items using Phillips 7 cost categories. You will also need to identify tangible and intangible benefit variables for the training. Finally, you will need to identify methods for isolating the effects of the training from other intervening variables to calculate training costs and benefits only by eliminating the costs and benefits of other intervening variables.